every passenger, until all the carriages have disappeared, which means that when passing through the tunnel, the people in carriage number 3 will also die. But carriage number 2 is full of wealthy people who paid a high price for their tickets. So naturally, they're not willing to let people from the regular carriages just barge in. And as for first class, that goes without saying, it's filled with the upper class elite, and those people definitely wouldn't allow ordinary folks to set foot in there, not even for a moment. One of the passengers who knew the truth secretly slipped into the second business class carriage, only to be met with disdain from these wealthy people. Fortunately, the people here still had no idea what had happened in the carriages behind them. It wasn't until the train entered the tunnel again that the terrifying evil spirit suddenly appeared above carriage number 3. People were instantly possessed by the spirit special effects. The screams drew the attention of the passengers in carriage 2. Everyone was terrified by the bloody scene in carriage 3. Before the train exited the tunnel, they watched helplessly as carriage 3 separated from the main train. The passengers in carriage 2 finally realized that the next time the train entered a tunnel, it would be their turn. Everyone hurriedly demanded that the train make an emergency stop. Only then did the staff tell the truth. It turned out that the electrical system had been damaged a long time ago, and the train had already gone out of control. So everyone started suggesting that they move into first class. But unexpectedly, a wealthy passenger from first class came over and stopped them. He said, "You lower class people are simply not worthy of sharing resources with us." At this moment, the passengers saw that the train was about to enter another tunnel not far ahead, and everyone immediately panicked. However, before the chaos broke out, the wealthy man coldly shut the door to the first-class cabin. Just like that, the evil spirit appeared again in the darkness, and with a single ghostly scream, it instantly caused the passengers' bodies to explode. In just a few seconds, everyone in car number 2 died a gruesome death. Fortunately, a few lucky people survived by hiding in the corridor. Luckily, the conductor was still somewhat kind-hearted and pulled them into the first-class cabin. When the train emerged from the tunnel, only the cockpit and the first-class cabin were left. It was already getting dark outside, and if they entered another tunnel, the remaining people would still be doomed. The conductor had no choice but to take a chance and try the emergency brake. Unexpectedly, the runaway train actually came to a stop. Everyone thought that as long as they didn't enter the tunnel, they would be safe. But the evil spirit didn't only appear in the tunnel, it could appear anywhere there was darkness. As night fell, the evil spirit was no longer hindered by anything. It spread its branches and leaves, covering all the passengers, wrapping them in its vines and torturing them to death. In the end, all the dead became nourishment for the spirit's growth, and those ordinary passengers died without ever knowing how innocent their deaths truly were. It turned out that this railway had been developed by those wealthy tycoons in first class. This area was originally a pristine forest covered with vegetation, but those tycoons, for their own benefit, insisted on building a railway here to develop tourism. The local indigenous people told the tycoons that there was an evil spirit in this forest, and that anyone who destroyed its habitat would face its revenge. But this group of wealthy people didn't listen at all. Not only did they recklessly cut down trees and destroy the ecosystem, they even cruelly killed a large number of animals living in the forest. Unexpectedly, on the very first day the train was in operation, they suffered the revenge of the evil spirit.